Hey everyone, welcome to Post to Post. Happy Friday, happy start to the weekend. I appreciate you joining me. If you're new, my name is Neil. And if you didn't see the video earlier today, we took a look at the new Nashville Predators Stadium Series jersey. Haven't discussed the Tampa Bay one yet, but that video is coming tomorrow. So if you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. But in this video, we're looking at jersey concepts. And there's a theme, okay? This theme is classic. These designs are by Boyan. I have seen these, so this is not a reaction video. I have ranked these for you guys. We're going to go through them in reverse order, which is 32-1. That means there's a Seattle. And I think you're going to enjoy some of them. It's a really interesting kind of set. There's some really cool decisions by Boyan. And yeah, let's just jump into it. Let's start off with the last one, like I said, number 32. All right, so the Oilers, I put them last, okay? And I just felt like it's that logo, guys. It's that logo, and honestly, the other designs that you'll see here coming up in the rest of the video, even like the ones that are ranked fairly low, I could make arguments why I definitely like them. I would say that this one is the only one that I strongly dislike, and it's the logo. It's too simple. It feels very not NHL. It just feels like a beer league team that just threw a letter on there because it was already, they already created a bunch of letters and it was cheap just to buy the letter and just to throw it on. And that's kind of how I feel about it. The striping is very generic, something that we're used to. The shoulders are generic, but that logo for me just kind of ruins this concept. But something to point out in all of these designs, I just want to talk about the template a little bit. So this is not obviously the sports template, but the numbers on these jerseys that Boyan's used are very low. So I will start the criticism of all the jerseys by just saying I feel like the numbers are too low and that they should be higher. That applies to every single jersey for the rest of the video, or every single concept rather, for the rest of the video. Let's move on to the next one. 31, I put the Vegas Golden Knights. I don't know if I've ever ranked the Vegas Golden Knights in like the bottom 5 of any concept video, but I'm sure there's someone out there who's tracking it, but it's not me, but I don't remember ranking them too low. I just felt like this one was completely disconnected. It looks like a basketball jersey. Like there's so much color and definition coming right down linearly, that's probably not a word, straight down the jersey. I lose the arms, I lose the exterior part of the torso here on the sides. I just see this kind of basketball style jersey coming down, almost like a banner in a way. So while there's a lot of interest there in the middle, it's vibrant. It's, that red looks good. He's got the gold fleck in there to match. The rest of the jersey on the outside is definitely a miss for me. So I feel like this is very unrealistic, but there are things I like about it for sure. Let's move on to the next one. Number 30, the Chicago Blackhawks. I mean, it's an okay jersey design. It's very close to the Winter Classic that they use, so it's not really innovative, but there's just nothing in the middle. I feel like it's not finished or something. It just feels very unfinished. I don't know what else to say about this. It just feels like something else needs to be entered in there, possibly the middle part of the logo. This one's going to be a little bit of a miss for me, but, I do like the rest of the jersey design. Number 29, the Detroit Red Wings, and I like his approach here. It's good to kind of play around with brands who don't take a lot of risks and then take a risk and see how it turns out. That's exactly what he did here. But I think it's a little bit too aggressive for my personal opinion or interest in Red Wings jerseys. This is just a little bit too aggressive on the bottom half. It's interesting, though. I think this design would really work on a different team, just not Detroit. Number 28, the San Jose Sharks. Pretty basic, if I'm being honest. Like it's kind of an interesting design. It looks like the Seals jersey, I get it, but it's just a little bit too basic, I think, for the San Jose Sharks. They have such an aggressive brand. Their logo is literally jumping off of the material. It's biting through a hockey stick. It's in your face. Like that's the intention of the logo, is to try and intimidate you, to try and scare you, and to try and show its aggressiveness. And this is just so subdued and just, I don't know, non-intense. And I get the relationship, but just kind of okay for me. Number 27, the Carolina Hurricanes. I like the shoulders. The neck is interesting as well. The bottom of the jersey we're familiar with. I like the numbers just being a stark white with no bevel or stroke or anything like that. It looks okay just with the white numbers on there with no stylization. But the logo is where it loses it for me. I understand the relationship there and stuff, but it's almost too white. It looks like a snowflake, or a snowball rather, going through the air, like someone threw it and it's just kind of like turning. So yeah, not for me. Number 26, the Columbus Blue Jackets. Beautiful colors. The 2 shades of blue. You guys know I love that. The off-white, another wonderful decision by Boyan here. But again, the logo in the middle is just throwing me off a little bit. When I look at this, I don't It's obviously a hockey jersey, but I don't see hockey. I just, that middle logo looks like a baseball logo in a way to me. It's such a stylized and classic, almost like Gothic style font or something. I just don't get hockey at all from it. Number 25. So I do actually kind of like this jersey. It's very Team USA, almost maybe even Team Russia in a way. But I decided to rank it low because of the caps on the front. There has just been so many jerseys released recently where they've used font as a logo or stylization. It's been overdone recently, and I just can't take much more of it. So I decided to rank this down a little bit lower than I typically would in one of these videos. But yeah, it is Washington Capitals themed, but I definitely see more Team USA than I do Team Washington Capitals. Number 24, the Toronto Maple Leafs. I feel like the logo is sitting a little bit low. The neck even here, like that, it's supposed to look classic, but it looks like a Letterman jacket, like collar. That's really positive for an Original Six team. That's a good thing, but it removes the jersey aspect for in this specific context. It looks so much like a Letterman jacket or a Letterman sweater that I just don't see hockey jersey, and that's the reason why I ranked it so low. And I would just move that logo up a little bit. I don't mind the T there in there, removing Toronto Maple Leafs, all that text from the middle, just putting the T in there. I'm okay with that. Striping along the bottom, that's fine too, but the neck is really what I have an issue with. Number 23, the Minnesota Wild. A really cool design. It's taken like the reverse retro and then making a dark version of it and switching up the logo. So there's the traditional North Stars logo in there, but a little piece has been added to jetty off to make a W for obviously Wild. But when I look at it, I don't see the W as Wild. I see it as Wisconsin. And I think it's because of the colors that are going on. It's very close to the Green Bay Packers. And Green Bay is in Wisconsin. So when I just look at it, I just think it's the Wisconsin Green Bay Packers. I know that's not their team name, obviously, but the W just doesn't represent Wild for me. And obviously people from Minnesota don't really want their jersey to be branded anything to do with Wisconsin. There's obviously a bit of a rivalry there. I think it's just my brain. I think the average person would look at this and probably rank it a lot higher than I would, but I just see Green Bay Packers a little bit more so than North Stars. Let's move on to number 22, the Seattle Kraken. So these are the more traditional, actually, Green Bay Packers colors, the darker green with the yellow. But this is a Seattle Kraken jersey. And I think it's not bad. I really believe that the striping along the arms is not the best decision because it looks like a football jersey, actually, coming down to the elbow and stopping there. It does look like a Green Bay Packers jersey in a way. But at the same time, I kind of like that little bit of a separation there and putting the additional stripe and the forearm. The rest of the jersey is quite nice. The logo is wonderful on there, the alternate logo, and then the kind of classic style logo on the shoulders. That looks good. I even like the neck in this instance, but the bottom of the middle of the jersey definitely looks like a belly top jersey, so I probably pushed that down for sure. But you took a risk, Boyan, and it did pay off in a way, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you having the balls to do stuff like that. Number 21, the Boston Bruins. This is probably the highest I've ranked a Boston Bruins concept that uses brown. I don't think it's perfect. I would say that I kind of like it, though. This is a very rare instance for me where I like a Boston Bruins jersey that has some brown in it. I think it's to do with the actual shade. It's a lot deeper than most people use, and it matches the shoulder patch lovely on there, that bear logo. And then it's got the B on there as well, which is very classic. So, not my favorite Boston Bruins concept by far, but for one that uses brown, I could probably get on board with this one. Number 20, the New Jersey Devils, aka the Kansas City Scouts in a way. This is very close, or the logo's been changed obviously a little bit, but it's very close to kind of a jersey that they've used in the past. And it's a black alternate. Is it nicer than the one that just come out? Yeah, it is. So good job, Boyan. Number 19, I put the Islanders. The shade of orange is incorrect in my opinion. The blue, even the shade of blue, looks a little bit incorrect. It doesn't feel like, it feels like a can of soda, or we call it pop here, but it just doesn't. I don't get the Islanders. It literally says Islanders right on the front, but I just don't get the vibes from this jersey. It's a very simple striping. So like as far as the jersey design itself, I kind of put it mid pack for that reason. It's not, it's not offensive by any means. It's very appealing, but it just doesn't. I don't know, just for whatever reason, I just don't get Islanders. I think it's the shades. Number 18, the Winnipeg Jets. I would say from this point of the video on to maybe like the position number 10, I really had a hard time ranking these. So even though this is ranked 18, if I did this again tomorrow, I'd probably rank it 11. I honestly don't know. These are all just so close in the middle, so take it for what it's worth. But this Jets jersey is quite nice. It feels extremely classic. Maybe, the Winnipeg Jets enter a Winter Classic in the next couple of years. I could absolutely see them doing something like this, but it also kind of looks like a Stadium Series jersey as well. The logo in the middle is a little bit more aggressive and colorful, so it's it's going to pop off that jersey a little bit more than their current logo. And the neck is fine, so yeah, an interesting design for sure. Number 17, the Florida Panthers. I struggled ranking this one a little bit. I knew it was going to be mid-pack somewhere, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to put it high teens or low teens, like I said at the last one. These are kind of all just kind of thrown in a bag and drawn out. The logo in the front is cool. It's a really cool logo. I don't think it should be on the front of the jersey as the primary logo. That is a great secondary logo on the shoulder patch or on the arm or something. It just feels extremely out of place for a hockey jersey on the front, at least. This looks like a rollerblade hockey team in a way. Love the colors. Like you guys know I love the colors, but yeah, it's that logo on the front and it's an interesting design. So I put it mid-pack, but yeah, that logo's not for me as a primary. Number 16, the Buffalo Sabres. It's kind of a mix between their current jerseys and then the reverse retro in a way. You've got the butter knives on the front, and the rest of the jersey is pretty much the same as the current one, so it's hard to really hate it. I put it mid-pack for that reason. I like this jersey. Number 15, the Montreal Canadiens, my favorite team, and he's gone with a bit of a maroon here, or a deeper red, almost like a dried blood red. Pretty descriptive. I apologize for that. Off-white a little bit, and I like it. I really like it, actually, but I don't know about these stripes. Obviously I commented earlier, the numbers are low. Move the numbers up. The arm stripes feel very low to me for some reason. I don't know why. I would move it up to kind of be in the same horizontal plane as the logo. That's being very nitpicky. Number 14, the Arizona Coyotes. I kind of put this mid-pack because I kind of feel like I've seen it before. There's been lots of concepts similar to this, and that's not a shot against Boyne or anything like that. Obviously, there's a bit of a trend of what people like, and he's right to make this, and it's a great design. I just feel like I've seen it before, so I put it where it is. Number 13, the Calgary Flames. This was a really cool design. Obviously it's not perfect, but it was a really cool attempt. I kind of like the aspect of, it mimics this jersey a little bit like I'm wearing. The aspect of the color starting at the neck and then kind of coming down and all the way down to the bottom of the sleeves, kind of like Winnipeg does as well. So a really cool, interesting concept here, but there's still busy aspects of it. I feel like the striping is a little bit too busy, maybe on the bottom. I would actually I would remove the white and the yellow from the bottom of the jersey in the middle and just extend that red all the way down, and I think this would be a much stronger concept for sure. Number 12, the Ottawa Senators. Really cool design, actually. Taking the red that they typically use, bringing it down a few shades, and that it makes a drastic difference, actually. Stopping the line in the background at the edges of the O, there's a couple of rules in photography and design. One's called leading lines. And to me, this is an incredible use of leading lines. The idea behind the rule is that you're introducing lines in the design or the photograph or whatever to capture your eye and then lead it into a certain point. So you see that a lot with landscape shots. Maybe look at, you're looking at a landscape and there's a road and there's a fence and there's power lines or something. All those lines lead you to like a point. Sometimes unintentionally, sometimes it just happens. I feel like that's what's happening here. There's leading lines in those stripes coming into the middle. And since it's an O, subconsciously things just fall into circles. We're just the tub, the sink. Like it's just what happens, right? It's a drain. And I just feel like those lines are bringing you in, and just subconsciously that it just kind of goes in. It also looks like that big fiery eye in Lord of the Rings. Was it the Eye of Sauron or whatever it is? So it's a really kind of interesting jersey design from that aspect. It has some good leading lines in there, and it has some good colorization as well. That specific shade of red complements with the black nicely. I like the laces being white. The shoulder patches look good. It's a pretty cool jersey design for sure. Not exactly what I would do for the team, but a really cool, interesting, and actually innovative design. Number 11, the Philadelphia Flyers. Just something about this one that I really liked. I think it's obviously the bottom of the sleeves, just the way that it kind of swoops in. I could kind of see the Flyers doing something like this, so not a lot of criticism with this one. I like it, and I like the bottom of the arms. Number 10, the Vancouver Canucks. I don't know if it's white or if it's got a little bit of like off-white or cream color in there. My screen may be playing tricks on me. I feel like it kind of does, and I like it. I like that it's not white. If it is, maybe I'm crazy. but it just looks like a little bit, and I think that's a good decision. And the V on there is a good decision, and even the little stitching lines that he's added around it, that gives it such a classic feel. So this one is definitely different and a good approach, I think, for the Vancouver Canucks. Number 9, we got the St. Louis Blues. There's not much to say here. It looks a lot like one of their original jerseys, similar to the Winter Classic as well that kind of came out a couple of months ago. It's a nice jersey design. I really like it, and I know if it existed, I would buy it. Kind of like the Winter Classic. Haven't bought it yet, but I would love to soon. Maybe if it goes on sale, maybe. Number 8, the Pittsburgh Penguins. Great concept here. Very simple, very subtle. Love the shoulder patches. Looks so good. That just complements the jersey so well. Very simple striping along the bottom, just below the elbows. The kind of original logo in the middle. And I would actually kind of remove the yellow and white stripe from the bottom of the middle, just kind of get rid of it. And I think just allowing that black to go all the way down and just make this a really, really clean jersey, more than it actually is, would make it a perfect design. Well done on this one. Number 7, the LA Kings. It just, it's basically the reverse retro. The logo is different, but essentially this is the reverse retro, and I love it. Like that, that was my favorite reverse retro of them all, so I had to put this in the top 10. Even though I don't think it's as nice, it's still pretty nice, so I had to go top 10. Number 6, we got the Tampa Bay Lightning, and I asked myself when I saw this, is this better than the current home jersey? To me, the answer is yes. It's not the most perfect design I've ever seen, but it's got black, which is, I love. I've said that 1,000 times, broken record on the channel, right? But I would love to see it come back on their brand, and I think he's done a great job kind of coming up with something from the past, but also something a little bit new for the future as well. So good job on this one. Number 5, the Rangers. I love this. This is a really, really cool design. I can absolutely see the Rangers doing something like this. If there was a classic series, I could absolutely see them do something like this, or a Winter Classic, or even a Stadium Series. Like, there's so much possibility for a design like this, and it's still similar to what they use in a way, but that logo in the middle just screams Original 6. So great job on this one, Boyan. Number 4, we got the Anaheim Ducks. Obviously, we're very familiar with this design if you've watched the original movies and stuff. So I had to put it in the top 10, but I just want to make one critical point here. It looks like a belly top. I would kind of remove the black, the purple, the yellow, and then the purple again, or just kind of shrink it down a little bit, because right now it gets cut off right at the belly button and it's quite distracting, but the logo looks so good colorized like that. I like the lines on the top of the shoulders. I like the teal with the green. It all looks very good and very complimentary. Just fix the bottom of the middle. Number 3, the Dallas Stars. Speaking of complementary, two very complementary shades of green here, a style that we are familiar with, a little bit of silver fleckle, I think, in the outline there, which is nice. So close to that 90s jersey, that late 90s jersey. It's close to the reverse retro, which a lot of people did not like, but this is kind of a nice version. And obviously new logo there in the middle that looks pretty good. Wonderful shoulder patches, so good design on this one. Number 2, we've got the Colorado Nordiques. I mean, this is a nice jersey concept. I don't know if I'm fully on board with the logo in the middle, but the fact that he kind of went for it and changed it up and to put the A in there for Avalanche, I kind of like that. I appreciate the little decision there, and you guys know I like the C on the shoulder there. That's one of my favorite ridiculous logos out there. So I don't think the blue is exactly like it should be. It doesn't look, at least on my screen, like the blue that the Colorado Avalanche uses, and it's definitely not the blue that the Nordiques use. So I think maybe actually my eyes might be playing a little bit of tricks on me. It could be the Avalanche blue, but it doesn't quite look so on my screen. But regardless, even if it's not, I like the shade that was chosen. The burgundy that's in there, it looks good, or the maroon, whatever you want to classify that as. Even the little decision to change the ringlets where the laces come out to match that burgundy. Really good decisions here. So the logo is taking some getting used to, obviously, but overall, like, if this existed, I would spend ridiculous money on this jersey. And number 1, the Nashville Predators. Had to. You're going to release a Stadium Series jersey that looks like that, and then I'm going to review a concept, and I see a Nashville Predators jersey that's better than what the real one was just announced as? Hell yeah, I'm going to put this first. Look at this thing. This is amazing compared to the one that actually exists. And I understand, this is a classic series. The real one is a Stadium Series. They're in 2 different leagues almost. But still, jersey for jersey, that's a nicer jersey in my opinion. So much nicer. It even has the same shade of blue, so it's similar in a way. But Boyan's just knocked it out of the park here. Shoulder patch, totally fine. Logo in the middle, amazing. Striping, perfect. C, in the right place. Like, this has kind of everything. And I really appreciate it, Boyan. Thank you so much for designing this one. And I know you actually designed this, like, probably 5 or 6 months ago. It's kind of been sitting in the queue waiting to come out, but good timing, I guess. So there you have it, guys. There's my ranking of Boyne's designs. Let me know what was your favorite in the video. Do you agree with my Nashville Predators pick for the top, or was there another one in there that you thought was really interesting? You know, actually, Neil, that Ottawa one that you shown, that was really cool. That was my favorite. Whatever jersey it was, doesn't have to be Ottawa. It could be any of them. Let me know your favorite. I read all the comments. I hope you guys are having a great start to your weekend. I apologize that this video is coming out a little bit later than normal on a Friday, but I wanted to give some breathing room to that video that I released earlier. Like I said, if you haven't seen it, go check it out. I've got videos coming tomorrow and maybe even Sunday as well. I've been taking the weekends off these past couple of months and not really uploading too much on the weekends and focusing on kind of going through the week and making sure that there's a video every single weekday, but taking the weekends off. That's important to me to kind of recharge, but I'm feeling pretty good this week actually, and we're getting into a new month here, and I feel like there's a lot to talk about. There really is a lot to talk about, is there not? Actually, just let me tell you what's coming up on the channel here. If you've watched to the end, I appreciate it. Let's tell you what's coming. We're going to review the Tampa Bay Lightning Stadium Series jersey tomorrow. I've got 2 Adidas jerseys to unbox as well that I've already filmed that. I want to talk about something hockey, not hockey related, okay? 10 things I like about my Toyota Tacoma, okay? Very different video from anything that I've kind of done in the past, but I want to talk about it. And then there's the 10 things I don't like about my Toyota Tacoma. And then there's the third follow-up video to that, talking about how I don't have that truck anymore. It's complicated, you'll see. Those videos will be coming out probably in a couple of weeks, not right away. And then I still need to announce the winner of the jersey contests, and I'm waiting to hear back from one of the actual sponsors. I've been waiting about actually more than a week and a half now to hear back from them, which is unfortunate, but that is obviously coming. And another reverse retro jersey that's unboxed, and then the Riveters came out with a new jersey that I want to talk about. Team Finland Olympic jersey that I want to talk about. I'd like to re-rank the reverse retros at some point. I've got some NHL shoe concepts. Man, you guys are going to want to see this, so hit the subscribe button. And what else is going on here? That's basically all I have in the queue for now, but there's lots to talk about. So I'm pretty excited. There's a lot going on, and we're getting up into Christmas as well. So would love it if you're new to hit the subscribe button. Join me here. Hope you guys are having an awesome start to your weekend. We'll talk to you real soon. We'll talk to you tomorrow about the Tampa Bay Lightning Stadium Series jersey, and I can't wait to discuss it. Have a great night, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Adios.